How's it going, everyone? This video is to go over the mechanics for the world boss Ashava in Diablo 4. Many people are trying to kill Ashava for the Server Slam weekend event, but some people are still having some difficulty surviving the fight. So we're going to go over the mechanics for you one by one, and hopefully this helps you have a better time taking on the world boss. First off, let me just say that almost all of Ashava's mechanics can be avoided by just constantly repositioning to Ashava's backside. It requires some patience, but it is effective. Don't get greedy, and you'll be fine. The first attack in Ashava's kit that we're going to go over is just a normal frontal bite attack that Ashava makes. It has a relatively narrow hitbox, but it does hit hard, so you need to make sure that you're looking out for it. Once you know what you're looking for, the attack is relatively easy to avoid. It has a pretty clear animation. However, one of the mistakes that a lot of people make on it is that Ashava frequently leaps away in this fight, and players will constantly use their movement abilities to chase directly after Ashava, but Ashava, after landing, turns around most of the time and will then do the bite attack in the direction of where she just jumped from, and that oftentimes results in people getting bit and dying. So take an angle when pursuing Ashava, not direct, and you should be fine. If you constantly work on positioning towards the backside of Ashava, the bite attack should never be an issue. Speaking of Ashava leaping away, throughout the fight, Ashava is going to frequently jump away in a random direction from the party, and this is going to be the time to save your movement skills for, so that you can pursue quickly and get back on target to keep your damage uptime as much as possible. However, make sure that when you are pursuing, if you're not confident in being able to avoid Ashava's attacks, you take a bit of an angle when pursuing. That way you avoid any direct follow-up attacks that Ashava does in a directional manner when she turns around. When Ashava leaps, she will almost always turn back towards the direction that she came from and will do a bite attack or one of her other attacks involving the slam or the large AoE claw swipe. Again, just take an angle when you're pursuing if you aren't comfortable, and you should be fine. One attack you have to be wary of with positioning behind Ashava is her normal slam attack that she does. Ashava will take a small step back and rear up, raising her claw in the air and slamming it down in a big ground AoE underneath her. This may require you to move and reposition based on where you are, so keep your dodge step available so you can react quickly and get out of it. Once you're out of the AoE, just go back to positioning behind Ashava and you're going to be good to go. The last core skill in Ashava's kit is the one that I often see people most struggling with or dying to, and that is the large raking circular AoE that Ashava does. Ashava raises their claw in the air, takes a step forward, slams it into the ground, and then drags it in a circle around their body, oftentimes one-shotting people. In my opinion, this is actually the easiest mechanic in Ashava's kit to avoid. You just got to be close to Ashava. That's really all there is to it. The mechanic is designed to hit people at distance to mid-range, and it doesn't actually hit the immediate area around Ashava's body, so if you just stick to being in melee range on Ashava, you will never be hit by the attack. Just stick close to Ashava's body and you'll be fine, whether you're in the front or the back. These are Ashava's core mechanics. However, throughout the fight, as you lower Ashava's health pool, there will be two new mechanics that are added in. The first being a poison spew that is fired in a direct line from Ashava's mouth. This can oftentimes be used after Ashava leaps away from the party, and is another reason why you should take an angle when pursuing Ashava, so as to avoid any projectile poison spew. Keep positioning towards Ashava's backside, and this mechanic shouldn't be an issue whatsoever for you. If you have high poison resistance, the poison puddles themselves don't hurt too much if you need to move through them at any point during the fight. The second and last added mechanic is a double back rake where Ashava plants her claws in front and drags them behind. This attack does do a lot of damage and applies a pretty heavy damage over time effect if you're hit. However, it is relatively easy to avoid if you know how to position correctly. If you position yourself exactly between Ashava's back legs, you will avoid the damage entirely, as the AoE will hit just on either side of your character. If you're not comfortable doing this because of the narrow window that it is that you need to position for it, just get out of the way to the sides, avoid the AoE entirely, and then immediately move back close so as to avoid any follow-up raking distance attacks that could occur. That's the Ashava fight overall. I hope this helps you clear Ashava for the Server Slam. Take care and have a good one.